everyone's day is off to a magical start. Welcome to Disney on a Dime, guys. Today, Eric and I wanted to stop in and share with you our worst and best rides over at Universal Studios.
And the reason we cover best and worst rides on this channel is because this is Disney on a dime, and really Orlando on a dime.
That's true.
And one of the ways you save money on a vacation is really planning out what you want to do and being really specific. So, for example, at Universal, you could do 2 mediocre days, ride everything and spend a lot more money, or you could do 1 great day and ride just the best ride and save a little bit of money. So these are our best and worst rides.
And when we say best, we mean as a family.
Our opinion,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is work this out with your family. Figure out what you, and you might, we're not going to agree. I think we will on this one. I know we did the one on Magic Kingdom. We did not agree.
Yeah.
But over the years, we've developed a strategy. I know what you want to ride. You know what I want to ride. Keeps down confusion, arguments, saves time and money.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll mention, we are wearing our, you finally got a Captain America
I finally
t-shirt.
got one. Mine's a little darker, more crisp than yours. That's okay.
And we are representing Universal. Now you're probably saying, but I thought Disney bought Marvel. Yes, Disney did buy Marvel, but Universal still licenses the Marvel characters. Only at Universal in Florida, there's a weird corporate agreement that Universal can still use the Marvel characters, I think, east of the Mississippi. So if you ever go to Disneyland versus Disney World, Disneyland in California, you'll see a lot of the Marvel characters. You won't see it at Disney World, and that's because of the licensing agreement that Disney has with Universal. So it's pretty interesting and kind of weird that you'll go to Universal, especially Islands of Adventure, and see Marvel Disney characters like Captain America. We are working on getting more Universal shirts. The thing with Universal shirts is hard to get Universal shirts outside of the Universal theme parks, especially for adults.
Well, why don't we just buy them at the park?
Well, what's the theme of Disney on a dime?
Disney on a dime.
Yeah, we don't buy shirts in theme parks. We go
Those
to
theme park t-shirts are expensive.
Yeah, 30, 40 bucks for it. No, we get our t-shirts from Target and Walmart and on sale.
Oh yeah. All right, anyway, on to the video, guys. Our worst rides over at Universal. All right, and we have our notes, guys, once again, because I don't want to forget anything. All right, so my worst ride, ironically enough, is one of the newer rides over at Universal.
What?
It's Jimmy Fallon.
No, not
it's Jimmy Fallon. I cannot stand that queue, guys. You know, when they first opened up the ride, I think it was probably great, you know, back then to, you know, stand in the queue.
You said back then like it's been open for 2 years.
Way back when.
Way back 2 months ago, yeah.
But so now it's just so much more crowded in the queue and you're just standing around.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I'm not really into all of the NBC paraphernalia, you know, the history of NBC. I think once you look at a few of the pieces, you know, after a while it's like, okay, on to the ride. And then what happened when we went? Well,
let me rewind a little bit and say, if you haven't ridden Jimmy Fallon, I get what Universal tried to do. Basically, instead of a traditional line, you kind of, it's like an NBC museum.
Basically.
And you kind of wait. They give you a card and you wait. The card is color coded, and when they call your color, you go to different queues in the museum till you finally get to the ride. And when we went there, so to keep the line moving, they have 2 versions of the same ride. There's 2 of them. When we went, one of them was broken down.
Right, and we had paid extra.
And we had an express pass and still had to wait
the express pass
forever.
I think we ended up waiting like an hour.
Yeah.
I think we waited like an hour. And so for some of you guys, you may be thinking, well, you're on vacation, you're in a theme park. What's the harm in waiting? We don't like to wait. That's why we buy express passes.
So if you haven't been to Universal, Universal has a lot of 3D screen rides where you sit in front of a 3D screen, and sometimes they'll combine it with like motion. So you move a little bit, but there's also a 3D screen, so it seems like you're in it.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon uses that same concept, but they don't have a lot of the motion.
Right.
So it's almost like they took a step back in technology.
Right.
Yeah. Your favorite ride is Transformers. And so Transformers has been there for years, right? Couple of years, right? Jimmy Fallon is newer. So they've got to step it up. So it's like Transformers is here, Jimmy Fallon is here. It's like they went backwards.
We have been on Transformers, guys, countless times. And every time I get off of that ride, I just feel like it was just so just energetic and just energizing and it's just a really great ride. I almost feel like I am part of the movie.
And you know what? We'll link the video here recently where we were at Universal,
Yeah.
and we actually rode Jimmy Fallon.
And then when he got on Transformers.
And we compared them in the video. So
No,
watch that
Jimmy
video.
Fallon for me was a dud.
My dad is going to be the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone at Universal.
Aw, the kids area?
Yeah, and some of it is not Universal's fault. Disney has done a really good job of buying a lot of intellectual property. And they create a lot. They've got the Princess line, they've got Star Wars, Marvel. They basically own childhood.
Everything, right.
And Universal hasn't been as aggressive. They bought Harry Potter, which was a great purchase, but that's about it. So at the Universal Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone, you see Woody Woodpecker. Now, Woody Woodpecker was old when I was young.
When did we look that
Like,
up?
that was in syndication when I was in elementary school.
Woody
and I'm 40
Woodpecker
plus.
is like
Yeah.
dusty old.
What's older than Woody Woodpecker? Betty Boop is
Come on.
there.
Come on now.
Barney, a little bit newer, but really,
Yeah.
like Barney, like our son.
Okay, we could maybe keep Barney.
Right.
We'll keep Barney because, we have friends with little kids and, Barney is still pretty relevant. But Woody Woodpecker?
E.T. is there.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for Universal. Disney gets away with having, and that's part of Disney's intelligence and their strategy. They get away with having nostalgic rides like Peter Pan.
And they can keep it forever.
Universal can't do that.
The parades, guys. I think I've mentioned it before. You can't really call what Universal does in terms of parades a parade. Not when you've seen what Disney does. And again, guys, we're not bashing Universal. We really love Universal. All my favorite rides are actually over at Universal.
Yeah.
Okay, we've had a worst for Magic Kingdom. You guys
And we
might
had a
wanna check
lot
that
more
one out.
worse rides on the Magic Kingdom video.
But the way Disney does a parade, it's like a production. It's almost like a Broadway production almost. So when you go over to Universal and you see what they're doing with the parades, it's like, come on guys, the costumes are faded. You have one float, and then some of the dancers are dancing, and the other ones are standing around talking.
I do think they've done I think they were smart to do the Mardi Gras and the Halloween Horror.
Oh, yeah.
Those are kind of the exceptions.
Those are great.
But their day-to-day like parades, I'm going to agree with you.
No.
I think they should maybe just let Disney.
Yeah, let
that.
Disney have that, or put the money, the time, and the effort into it and step it up.
Yeah. I think they're doing the Nintendo park, so I've been Nintendo since day one. So maybe they can do something with the Nintendo intellectual property. So going back to what you said about, our love for Universal, that's really it for Universal.
That we don't like.
Yeah. When we did the Magic Kingdom video, we had about 4 or 5 rides.
Yeah, each.
There's a lot that we like at Universal. We talked about Transformers. Awesome
Love
ride.
it.
Harry Potter and Escape from Green Gods.
Love it.
I tell you, the Harry Potter rides at both parks, Universal spent some cash.
Yeah.
Like, they spent some money. Men in Black Alien Attack, it's an older ride, but it's still fun. I like it.
I like just sitting and twirling.
Yeah.
Sometimes I, just sit and not even fire off. I just really like the ride.
The Simpsons is really fun.
It's an older ride, but it's still really fun.
Yeah. Although I know sometimes you say the paint is kind of...
Yeah, now look.
It's hard to keep that yellow Simpson
We
yellow
can
in
get
the
that
Florida
yellow
sun.
needs a little bit more pop. So we could get on that. But I still love it. I still love the ride. I don't
really
have
like
to do that. I don't
the
have to
Mummy.
do that.
The Mummies are really fun. It almost is. It's an indoor roller coaster.
No.
So
Like
kind of space
I'm tearing up right now. I am tearing up. I got on the Mummy one time, because of your, peer pressure or whatever. I got on there, and when the ride, when our car took off, I was like, Lord, what am I doing? Why am I on here? And if you just please, Lord, let my feet land on the ground, I will never do this again. That ride is too fast for me.
So in the comments, guys, let us know if like peer pressure, you're traveling with family or friends.
Right.
Do you either succumb to the peer pressure, or are you the person applying the peer pressure? Let us know in the comments. And also, if you've been to Universal, let us know what your least favorite and most favorite rides are at Universal.
Well, that is it, guys. As Eric said, please leave us a comment below in the comment box and let us know what your worst and what are your favorite rides over at Universal. And with that, guys, until next time, don't forget to make every day magical. Bye, guys.